before we go to the losses, let's continue just understanding very quickly, you know, the concession bit, because like we said earlier, this is an election where we've really seen candidates concede too quickly.
Very
and
quickly.
Taking it just as is.
Yes.
It's okay. We move.
Yes. This is, we had said that it's good that we get to appreciate that they're also humans. And the way that they respond to it, it will be like how you do it or how I do it, depending on our biological makeup and, of course, a number of other factors like the support system. And you see, there's that group that is very good when it comes to fighting, and they're very machismo, they're hands-on. You see them running to the court. They're like, you know, we need to do a recount with the votes and all that, and it's allowed for them to deal with the laws that way. There's also that group that is so good when it comes to taking the flight, and for them, they just want to do away and to be as far away as they can with what is happening around. And you see, some may actually consider them to be, you know, those who are not really strong in terms of even managing their emotions, but that's okay. And we have seen some actually concede quite early, you know, even before we are through with the counting and all that. And for them, it serves the purpose. There's also another group that is so good with numbing, you know, and we say for them, they just hold on, they're just quiet. They don't even get to share about the issues that they go through. They don't get to share about the experience that they had with the elections. And for them, it's just, they want to keep off, you know, and just stay with themselves. They don't want any interaction with other people, and at times we just consider them to be antisocial, and we are like, you know, he doesn't want to interact with other people. He's not a man of the people, and it is allowed, all right, because that's how they get to manage the issue. And there is also another group that is so good when it comes to replaying, you know, the issues, the experiences that they went through. And for them, all that goes through their mind, and you get to hear them verbalize. Even when they're not holding a conversation with other people, it would be what the returning officer did to them, what the particular person, say a certain group of people during the campaigns, what they did to them. And for them, you know, they just keep on replaying that, and it's just like a cow, you know, chewing cud, you know, where they have to bring back the thoughts, you know, and the experiences that they went through. And this is where we need to appreciate that everybody is biologically, they're biologically different in terms of even how they cope with the situation. And like I had said earlier on, it also depends with how much exposure they had with it, to some extent, how much emotional investment that they had made into it. Because there are some who sleep, they do sleep, they do eat, they do talk, you know, politics. And for them, it's a day in, day out affair. And if they're not careful, then this can actually disorient them to a big extent whereby they can't lead a normal life. And that's why we need to appreciate them for who they are. And of course, offering the necessary support.
Yeah, so, I mean, just going by what you've said, are this also part of those stages of loss?
When you talk about...
Or a bit different?
They are part of it, and this is what we say, and we are going to see where they come in. We normally say that any loss, you know, we do experience the grief, you know, and this is the emotional attachment to it, how we deal emotionally, you know, the way that the loss actually manifests. You might think that the loss is not the same as, the loss of an election is not the same as losing someone who is significant in your life.
Because I'm social, really don't think, I mean, just move, you know, you lost the seat, you
just move on with life.
You will try again, you know? Maybe if you don't, then they don't
get to appreciate that. And I also want to think of that person who has actually lost their phone. All right, or somebody who lost their vehicle, say it was stolen, or even some investment, say the demolitions of the houses, say where we need to do some developments. And we tend to think that this is just a normal occurrence where, you know, life is just happening. And the truth of the matter is that this is a loss just like any other. So when you see a politician... So just hold it. Yes.
Let me get it. So you're saying that the loss of an election, losing a seat, even just an MCA seat, could be or is equivalent to losing a loved one?
It is. The same case with divorce, separations. even relationships, you know, the same manifestation happens, goes around, okay? And this is where we need to appreciate that this is not just like a thing that happened. This is not just any other experience that they went through. And after 5 years, they'll still go back and, you know, vie for the same seat, you know? It's good that we appreciate that the manifestation and the impact of this particular loss can be so severe to a point whereby they even get to lose it. And some actually develop some mental health condition. Because remember, when you get to think about the loss of the monies that they had invested, it can be traumatizing for them. And if they are not supported in the best way, after 30 days, it's going to advance into the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And this is where you hear so many of them talk about how helpless they feel, how low they feel, and some also have suicidal ideations. Why? Because for them, it is a loss. And that's why we need to appreciate. You know, we could see most of them responding to this with a lot of shock and denial as being the first stage, you know.